Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here. So really exciting news. Another new character has been released. This is one that's a 4-star, so any of you who have seen like the video where I talked about the 2 new 5-stars in the other video on the channel already, this one is for the 4-star. Her English name is actually Guinevere, so I think the lore is like she came to Xianzhou and she was given this name Guinaifen by Susang. I actually haven't seen the Chinese characters, so I don't know the official pronunciation, but a lot of the community, if you are like looking around on Reddit and stuff like that and you see people keep saying expensive milk powder and you wonder why, is because Guinaifen, this like Guinaifen, translates directly to expensive Guinaifen, which is like milk powder in Chinese as well, in the Chinese Mandarin language. So if you see any of it online, that's why it's like spoken like that. But in reality, I think her name maybe is pronounced as Guinevere. I'll just maybe use Guinevere more often than not until I figure out how exactly the Chinese characters look like when I search it out on my free time. But for now, let's talk more about her meta, where she fits in, and what I think so far. She's of course a fire Nihility character, and let's go into the game engine and see all the fire characters in the game so far. And as of time of recording, like 1.2, after the official drip marketing from Hoyo Lab, we see here that currently the characters that we have do not have a fire Nihility character, so it's really nice to see her added into the game. There are 2 ways that she could be, either a DOT element or maybe a defense shredder, Nihility type character like Pella, depending on which way she goes with. My gut feeling is maybe she will have some form of burn here and there in her overall kit, which does work well because damage over time does scale with Asta, so you could see a Guinevere together with an Asta combo in a team composition already, making her options quite flexible. Of course, if she goes down the DOT road, she's likely is going to work really well with DOT characters in the game like Kafka, Sampo, and etc. We'll see how that goes, but more or less our fire team is getting more and more complete. We have a preservation class, we have a destruction, we have erudition, we have harmony right now. So the only ones that we are lacking really in version 1.4, if the drip market was 1.4, is what we are missing, I guess, would probably be abundance character. And once we have abundance, we have everyone in the kit as well, because Huynh character currently will be Topaz and Nambi, who is going to be the 2 characters that are out. I think one thing that this kind of tells me is if you notice every time from the patch, whenever they have new characters like Kafka or Blade being released in the game, the meta kind of shifts in their favor a little bit more than not. What this tells me, perhaps maybe 1.4 is going to be a fire meta, and maybe that's the day that finally Himiko will start to see a little bit more play in the Memory of Chaos and etc. like that. Or even, for example, a character like Hook, because these 2 characters are so out of touch, so out of meta right now, that it's unfortunate because they are good characters by design, just that the rotation hasn't shifted in their favor. I think 1.4 is when we will see maybe burn DOT or maybe fire characters coming inside the game. So I'm just extrapolating with these 2 new characters. What do you think so far? And my guesses, let me know in the comments below as well. But one thing to note, of course, with Nihility character Fire coming out, what this means is we of course need to take a look at light cones. There are many light cones that Nihility characters can use. For example, like Resolution shines as Pearls of Sweat. This is a pretty general one that you can already pick up. Doesn't matter whether she skills with DOT, doesn't matter whether she is a defense shredder. This is universal. So if you have this in your account, do take it up if you want to play Guinevere in your account as well, or Guinaifen, and I think it'll be pretty interesting. Other than that, it's more specific because, for example, Goodnight Saber is pretty nice, but we need to know whether she's a damage dealer or whether more of like a supportive debuffer kind of thing. So that is like one of the downsides to that. The event light cone also is not super good because we don't exactly know her overall kit. In my opinion, like right now, as of 1.2, without more contextual knowledge or information, this likely will probably be the better one to like prepare and put it on her. Resolution shines of Pearls of Sweat. That is my thoughts. 5-star light cones, of course, is a little bit more niche and varying, whatever you have on your account as well. So those are my thoughts in terms of meta and where I think the game state might be going and where it's signaling. It's very interesting because 2 fire characters, not very usual. Definitely a 1.4 fire patch, maybe we will see that as well. So according to the official post here is by Morgan, and what I searched from IMDb, I hope this is the right person as well, is going to be this lady here who has been acting in quite a lot, voice acted in quite a lot of TV series, video games, even some recent games like Diablo 4 and some other games, not many that I'm familiar with actually. I don't really have watched that much anime series, very bad with TV series. If any of you recognize any of this and it's like super good, let me know, because 4 stars, I don't know whether they put their best money in the best voice actors or the most expensive ones, because generally the 5 stars are the ones that cash in a little bit more as well. A lot of unfamiliar names for me. Seems like a lot of TV series rather than games, so maybe it's her first foray into a gacha game aspect with a big name like Honkai Star Rail. Does seem pretty good so far. Yeah, a lot of TV series actually, so very popular in the TV anime series. Well, this is of course just the English VA. We don't know about the JPVA or anything because it hasn't been officially announced on at least what I follow on the Hoyo Lab as well. Maybe in the other languages they released them there already. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any more information about that. I'm not very skilled or knowledgeable about the VA space, but it's just nice to see what other games they played in. Very, very long list. This is super long. I've been scrolling for like almost a good 30 seconds already. So a lot of TV series, not so much gacha games, seems like it. Would definitely be a refreshing name for any of you like other gacha game players out there. And yeah, those are basically my thoughts on this new character, Guinaifen. And if you appreciate such content, I try to do this as sharp as sweet because we don't really know much information, but definitely I'll be letting you know if these characters are worth it once more official information is out. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.